Hi everyone, my name is Bruno and this is a very quick introduction on how coding works in Rooms. If you click on an object and then you click on the code button, you'll see that the code editor launches. In this case, because this object doesn't have any code yet, we can select from several easy templates or we can start from scratch. In this example, let's just pick the spin template, and then if you click on update preview, that's going to run that code. Notice the car is spinning because of the function start spin over here. You can of course edit the code, and that will show in the preview. So for example, I'm going to add a spin speed 900, click update preview, and now the car is spinning way faster. Those of you who are familiar with cars in the real world, you may notice that cars don't actually do that. I mean, if your car does that, it's maybe time to see a mechanic. So let's try and make that car do something that's more car-like. In this case, let's try and make it drive straight into that parking spot. So I'm going to change this function to be on click, so that this is only when the car is clicked. And when this car is clicked, I'm going to make it say, hey, a parking spot. And then I'll make it drive straight into it. So start move by, autocomplete, and now I can say 0, 0, 50, and say duration 3. Update preview, and if I click on the car, effectively it drives into that parking spot and stops there. If you click on this API docs button, you'll see that there is documentation for all the API functions that are available in Rooms. So I highly recommend you to read this document because there are many interesting things there to discover. This is the end of the simple section, so you can stop right now, but I'm going to go into something that's a little bit more advanced, just for fun. So those of you who are law-abiding citizens, you may be very anxious looking at this example because there's clearly a no parking sign right there if we just parked on it. So let's make something interesting happen. Let's make it so that if I park on that spot, then that police car will tell me that that's a no parking spot. After I park, I want to send a message to the whole room to say that I parked. So to do that, I say broadcast. I'm going to broadcast the message parked with no arguments, so that's nil. And I'm going to wait 4 seconds because that gives me the time to park and then 1 second delay. Now I'm going to go into the cop car, edit the code, start from scratch. And then I'll say when I get the function on parked, which is the message that I'm sending from the other object, it's going to say, hey, you can't park there. Now let's preview and see what happens here. If I click, it says a parking spot, sends a message, and now the police car says, hey, you can park there. Nice. Now let's do something even more advanced, which is now I'm going to send a message back to the car to make it actually back out of that spot. So the police car will then broadcast a message, say warned, also no arguments, after 1 second. And then from the car, I'll write a function called onWarned, which gets called when that message gets sent. So when I receive this message, I'm going to go and back out of the spot. So start move by, and this is just the opposite of the code that I had before, -50, there we go. And now let's see if this actually works here in the preview. I click, hey, a parking spot. Police says, hey, you can park there, and then I back out. And of course, this also works in the full play mode. There we go, and then I back out. Perfect. So that's it. This was a very quick introduction to how coding works in Rooms. I hope you enjoyed it. And definitely take a look at the documentation and have fun writing code in Rooms.